All right, guess what? Lumitop's got a little mini thrower they put out. And this thing is a thrower. Without looking at the specs, I do believe this is punching out over 800 meters, and you can't go wrong there. This thing, I'm telling you right now, is an unbelievable flashlight. And what I want to do is real quick cover what it comes with. We'll cover the specs, and we're going to get into the light. It does come with Lumitops. They got some good battery. A 2650 5000 milliamp, 26650 5000 milliamp battery, 18650 holder, lanyard, O-rings. They're good warranty in that. And one thing they stress on their website, which kind of find it amusing, is a real nice cardboard box. Well, this thing's almost like wood, and it comes in this foam container, which is a very hard, dense compressed foam. But I just want to throw that in. I think I can stand on this box. That's why they must bring that up. Oh, and then the charging cable. This is the USB-C charger for the faster charging. Back to the light. This light is just wicked. Call this the ODL2C. This is running a Cree XPH35. I'm not sure what's after it. 35 high emitter. We're going to go with the specs real quick. I'm going to hold this up. You can pause it if you want. Runtime incredible with that big battery. You're talking on low 100 lumens for 22 hours on this light, all the way up to turbo where it's 2000 lumens for 2 hours, and it does gets warm, and we're going to test that out. In the eco mode, 8 lumens for 9 days. Yeah, they got it rated up to 860 meters of throw. And I'm going to tell you right now, pretty darn close to that. They got a lockout functions and stuff like that on there, but I'm going to throw the battery in. Oh, by the way, build quality on this is just phenomenal. It's just typical Lumitop. I really like the designs. It's got the fins to pull the heat away, and once again we're going to be testing that. Well oiled, a lot of O-rings. I suppose I didn't have to take it off that way, but you could pull it off from the back as well. And here's your charging port right here, and it will flash red when the battery is low. Now, one thing that they said is if you long press it, I'm into that eco mode, and while you're in eco mode, if you hold the switch down for, I do believe, 4 seconds, it's going to go into breathing mode. It's shut off. I couldn't figure out why they call it human breath, but watch this. Dims and brightens. That'll run like that. I don't know what they said, 9 days straight. It's a good way to find a light at night. That thing is just perfect amount of brightness. If you got that sitting on the shelf and you're, say you need to find your light. Charges extremely fast. The bezel, the lens, reflector, everything on here is just beautiful. Typical Lumitop. What I like is the size of this. We are going to, being as I throw this in some of my other videos, compare that up against Stanley Fatmax handheld spotlight. This is a beast. Pay good money for it at Walmart. Gets the job done. Doesn't have the longest battery life, but I want to compare it to this. This is a beautiful throw 2200 lumen flashlight. Size-wise, a little taller and a lot smaller diameter than that pop can. But can you put it in your pocket? Where's that stupid fly? I'm out on my porch. Starting to irritate. Got him. One thing I want to do on this light real quick is I want to show you the heat signature, and we'll get the camera set up for that and hurry up and go through that. Try not to make that too long, and we'll do a temp on this thing. So what do you say we do that? All right, I got my FLIR set up. We're going to do a heat signature on this thing. I mean, we're at 91 degrees. It's hot out on my porch. So we're going to get this thing fired up, and we're going to go right into turbo. That there is turbo. And it's bright. As you can see, around the switch is already getting warm. We're at about 93, 94. The cooling fins, they're doing their job. They're running 95, 96. Up above a little higher. Up there, 97. Seems to be warming up just like when you're holding your hand. It warms up pretty fast. We're going to skip ahead here a little bit, fast forward, so we won't drag this on too long. That black on there was a fly. Here's my hand for comparison. Right here. She is quite warm. Where are we at? Down at the bottom of the light, we're at up to 98 degrees. Move our way up. Right in there is about 112. Oh boy, getting warmer up here. The fins are doing good. 115 degrees up higher up. Okay, that's a hot one. We're at 120. Upwards in the upper part of cooling fins there where you see that red laser. I'm going to read going from the bottom up. Bottom 100, up 105, halfway up, almost to the switch. We're at 114. These fins are about 108, 9, 10. And we get into these fins is where it starts warming up. Talking 120 degrees, 121, 121.12. I've had this thing on for about probably 7 minutes. She's pretty warm. Okay, it's not warming up anymore. It's sitting right at about 100. It's actually cooled down a smidgen, 120 degrees. But very hot to the touch. Oh, honestly, that's hot enough to the touch where it would, you wouldn't want to be holding on to it real long. So, it does do its job. It does get warm, I'm telling you that right now. But that's after probably 10 minutes of continuous turbo mode, which is awesome on a flashlight. A little bit colder outside. I'm sure it'd cool faster. All right, moving on. First up, tree at 62 meters. There's turbo. Look at this thing. God, I love this little light. This is unreal. 62 meters away. Too close. 94. I mean, it's washing that out. I don't want to put the camera in auto, give you a good idea. Look at that, 94, 130, 190 back there. It's like a little lightsaber. Look at that thing. Right up there is upwards of over 300 meters at the top of that ridge. You gotta adjust this camera up a little bit. Up in there, 300 meters. Down to about 240. Close range, this thing doesn't even, might as well even bother. 500 meters way out there, that tree line. Look at that thing. And this is a little tiny handheld light. Man, Lumitop. You know, they got that BLF GT, I reviewed that, and I honestly like this better than that. It's like 1/10 the size, a lot cheaper, and over 800 meters of throw. That's high. Let's go through the, right there is regular low mode, and it's hitting that tree at 62 meters. And then the next mode up, more than enough to shine a deer at over, well, that tree down there is 130. Probably about, no, that's over, that's probably about a 150 meter tree. Well, there's high. And turbo. Jesus, mother of God. Unreal. We're gonna have to go for a walk with this one. "62 meters away. This is on turbo. Look at that. There's deer or something out in the field. Raccoons. There's the lowest mode, right here. Second lowest. Third lowest. I think that's high. There's turbo. Unreal. Beautiful light. You literally, if you got a loose fitting pocket, you can fit it in there. How about that? All right, I'm up against my actually right under 100 watt equivalent LED yard light. And a lot of times, usually I'll compare it to a car, but I really got to get going here. I don't want to go start my car up and move it over and that. But here comes the Lumitop. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I have it on the lowest mode right now. And that's, 20 feet in the front of me here with a 100 watt equivalent light on. And we're right smack under that light. Look at that. Now we're going to go to next mode up. 35 meters down there, no problem. The thing hits that like nothing. Even out to over 60. Next mode up, same thing. Gets even brighter. How wicked is that? And that's high. You just cannot. There's a silo. Well, that silo's about 600 meters out. Screw it. I don't want to wake the neighbors up, but it's in that silo. I'm going to click that. That is wicked. All right, one last test with this Lumitop. I'm going to take the Stanley FatMax, which is kind of hard to see there, but incredibly long throw handheld spotlight. Pick up at Walmart. And right up there is going to be your subject. That's the Stanley FatMax cranked up. Stanley FatMax. Lumitop. A little bit of fog going on. This thing's blinding. Lumitop. Stanley FatMax. Lumitop. God, that light's bright. There you go. This thing is a rocket. This is an outstanding light. Form factor, size, longevity of the battery. I'm really beginning to like this size flashlight more than pretty much anything else. Something like this would set out on a shelf on my porch. If you need it at night to shine out in your yard or whatever, you got immense amount of light for such a small size flashlight. It's almost funny. I know Lumitop, they got that BLF GT, which I reviewed. That thing is a Canon, but it's also a monster. It's way, 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 way bigger than this thing. I should just show you a comparison, but I don't feel like getting it out. But it's the amount of output of light that you can see with your eye versus, say, if you had binoculars or something. This more than does the job by a long shot. You can light up as far as you can see with this. Just an ideal size light. At Lumitop, you did an incredible job. You got all the features you probably would need in there. There you go. Check out that on the link down below. The Lumitop, the new mini thrower, and this is a good one. Really like it. Till next time.